Hi friend, in this video we will be discussing about function. We will know what is function and why we need function. So let us start the video. So here, before knowing what is function, first we will know why we need function. So whenever there is need to reuse the code more than once, then function is used. It provides us the feasibility to use the same code again and again. Only we have to pass different parameters to get different values. So now the question is, what is function? So function is nothing but list of statements whose name is assigned by the user. So when we write some block of code and we give some name to that one, then that is nothing but function. And the statement what we write in function, that is either separated by line or it is separated by semicolon. So if we are writing all the statement in same line, in that case we need to separate each of the command or statement by semicolon, and if we are writing those statement line by line, then there is no need to use semicolon. And after we have created the function, to use that one we will need to call that function. So how we can call that function? Simply we need to type the name of a function, and as soon as we type the name and execute the name of function, so the code inside function will get executed, and whatever the operation we have done, it will return after performing the operation. In PowerShell, how commandlets have parameters, in same ways functions can also have parameters, and parameters can be either named or positional or switch, or it can be dynamic parameters as well. And there are two ways to pass parameters to function. Either it can read from the command line, or we can also pass parameter from the pipeline. After function gets executed, it can return values, and that values can be displayed, or it can be assigned to variable, or it can be again passed to other functions, or it can be even passed to commandlets. So these were few points about function, and here we will see syntax of function. So there are two ways mostly to create function, either using param keyword or without using param keyword. So all the parameter list separating by comma should be enclosed in a small bracket. And once we have written the parameters list in param, then we can start writing all the statements either line by line or separating by semicolon if we are writing in same line. Same way here when we don't use param keyword. So in the same line where we write the function keyword and name of the function, and after we can write all the parameters list separating by comma, and it should be enclosed in small bracket. And within the function we can write all the statements either in same line separating by semicolon or line by line. One thing here you can notice, when we use the param keyword, it is written inside the function. But when we don't use the param keyword and we pass the parameter, then we will be writing the parameter list in the same line where we are creating the function. So this is how we can use syntax of function while creating. And now we will see some examples on function, how we can create and how we call the function. This is our first example, and in this one I have just used simple function. Simple function means we have not used any parameter or any return value. Simply I have created the function and I have given name hello world, and in this one I am just printing the message hello world. So first we will be executing the function declaration part, and once I have executed that one, and to call this function I will execute simply the name of function. So as soon as I have executed the name of function, we got the content inside the function printed on the screen. Now let's move to the second example. In this example I have used param keyword in the function. So first I have created the function and I have given name get times result, and after that I have used param, and in this one I have created two parameters $a and $b, and both these parameters are having of integer type, so that is the reason in front of them I have written int. And in the next line I am just multiplying both the parameters and I am assigning this to a new variable called $c, and at last I am printing variable $c. So let's execute this function, and now I have executed the function, and next we will need to call this function, and to call this function I will just have to use the name, and since here I have used parameter, so I will be passing the argument as -a, which is referring to $a, and -b, which will be referring to $b. I am assigning the value 5 to a and 5 to b. So after I execute this one, so it got passed inside the function and we got the result printed on the screen. And now we have third example. In this one, instead of printing the value inside function, I am just returning the result outside of the function. So let's execute this function, and this time whatever the value it is returning, I am storing the value to a variable called $r. So first I will execute this line. So this time you can see we have not got any output printed on the screen. Why? Because the output got stored into the variable called $r. So we need the output, then we need to print that variable $r. So after I have printed variable $r, we got the result on the screen. Now let's move to fourth example. Here I have used positional parameter. So when we use positional parameters, then we don't need to give name to the parameters. It will just capture the parameters based on the order of the argument, and when we pass any argument here, this argument will be assigned to an array called $args, and when we want to fetch values under this array index by index, then here we will need to pass the index number. So if I want to get the first value, then I will be passing here 0. So likewise, if we have here multiple arguments, then here also we will be using different index to get different parameter values. And here first of all I am getting the name of the parameter, and after that I am appending .txt to that name, and at last I am printing the variable $name. So let's execute this function first, and now to call that function I have used here the function name, and with that I am passing the argument. So if I execute this line, I have got the output as my text file.txt. So this is how positional parameter works. Now we will move to the next example, and here we will be seeing about switch parameter. So switch parameter is like any other parameter only, but only difference is that In this one we don't need to pass any value while passing as argument. And while declaring this switch parameter, we have to just write switch before the parameter and we have to enclose under square bracket. So this is only simple difference. And in this function you can see in first line I have declared the switch parameter, and after that I am checking the value of it. And if some value is there inside the switch parameter, then I am just printing switch on. And if no value is passed, then I am simply printing switch off. So let's first execute this function, and after that I will be calling that function. While calling also we have two options. Either simply we can use the parameter with hyphen instead of dollar. So while declaring we have to use dollar, but while calling we have to use hyphen before the parameter. So let's execute this line. So here you can see I have passed the argument, so that is the reason this condition is getting satisfied and we are getting this line printed. And same way, if we want to pass any value, so we can use colon and after that we can pass $true. And if we want to make it false, then we can use here $false. So it will be very similar to without passing any argument here. So if I execute this line, in that case also we are getting the same value as switch on. In case if I don't give any argument and if I execute this line, you will be seeing that we got the output as switch off. So this is how switch parameter works. And in the last example we will be seeing how we can pass pipeline values to any function. So here I have declared a function, and in this one I have used three different blocks. First is begin, second is process, and the last is end. In the begin I am just printing message begin get pipeline. In the process I am printing the value is colon $_, and at last I am printing end with get hyphen pipeline. So what will happen if I execute this line? So this is nothing but array, and when it is passed to any pipeline, so one value will be passed at a time, and this value will be passed to this function, and this function will see how we can process when any value comes from pipeline. So you are seeing this begin. So begin and end will be executed only once when we pass value through pipeline, and this process will be executed for each of the value coming from pipeline. So first of all I will be executing this function, and after that I will be executing this pipeline. So I have executed this one, and you will see that we have got output like this. So as I had told earlier that begin will be printed only once and end also will be printed only once, and in the process it will be executing for each of the value from pipeline. So it has given output as 1, 2 and 4. So this is how any function works when we use in pipeline. So we have seen few examples about function. Now let's move to other part of this topic, and this is how we have seen some points about function. We have also seen syntax of the function, and at last we tried some examples about function. So I hope this was helpful to you, and that's all in today's video.